Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm back here at Moss Acura in Tampa, Florida, and guess what? We have that sedan, that performance sedan everybody will not stop talking about. This is a 2021 Acura TLX. Our particular one is the Type S, the return of the Type S. But before we get into this four-door performance sports sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. Acura. It's that premium brand from Honda. They've been around since 1986. So many legendary cars. Obviously, everybody knows the NSX. You got the Integra, the RSX, the Legend. Well, guess what? This TLX Type S is continuing the legend of bringing that precision crafted performance. That's the direction that Acura has been going in the past couple of years. And definitely with this totally redesigned TLX, having that performance name badge, the Type S, make a return with some special power, all-wheel drive, and that interior that really sets it apart from the previous generation is making people kind of scratch their head and take notice. What I want to do with this review of this 2021 Type S TLX is I want to compare it to the G70. For the new model year 2022, there's a refresh, changed up G70, Genesis G70, also the Kia Stinger GT, and we can't forget that tried and true BMW M340i. Which performance sports sedan should you go with? Well, guess what? We're gonna help you find out. Let's dive into this 2021 Acura TLX Type S. Right off the bat, you'll notice the new styling. Remember, we talked about this before. The vehicle is wider, it's a little bit longer, and it has a longer wheelbase. But starting at the front of the business, you're getting some sexy headlight design. Those jewel style LED headlights with your chicane daytime running lamp. Everything else is blacked out except for just a little bit of silver, and it's popping nicely with our black Type S. Now, as we work our way down, you do have a functional side air curtain, but the zonk is that the rest of this is blocked off, and I wish they would have came up with a little bit different material instead of having the fake vent design. But what I do love is the addition of this front splitter area. That's gonna help give us downforce. That's gonna help stop air from going underneath the front end of this Type S. Now, as we come across the grille, if you've seen the TLX reviews on Raiti's Rides, if you've seen the A-spec reviews on Raiti's Rides, you're actually gonna get a totally unique grille specific to the Type S. So of course we have, like I said, the return of that Type S badge. We have that gloss black around the perimeter, which matches nicely with the black finish on our TLX. And then there is that unique grille design, everything flowing away from that Acura badge. Fully functional, working our way down. They have a simple horizontal splitter, some vertical slots, and then other than that, all that air is gonna flow towards that massive intercooler, because remember, we have a new turbocharged V6 power plant underneath the hood. Now, when we get up onto the hood, you're still gonna get, like I said, that very unique design from Acura. Nice rise in the front fascia goes into the hood, and then you're gonna have a little bit of a curve to the other hood lines, which give you great visual reference points. Remember, we've driven this car on track at Laguna Seca, so we know how it performs and how that visibility out the windshield really helps. Now, as we come around the bend, you're gonna notice on our TLX Type S, this is your standard wheel. So we brought to you, the one from Laguna Seca had the performance wheel package. This is your standard wheel. Nice multi-spoke, that shark metallic gray finish to it. It is a 20-inch wheel, just like the performance style wheel, just not as light. You do get those 4-piston Brembo calipers with the Acura badge. Nice bright red, really pops nicely. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, are those rotors larger than the ones on your standard TLX? Yes, you do get larger rotors, fully ventilated, and that's gonna help with that braking capability, and you're getting that super handling all-wheel drive. Now, tires are gonna be 255 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and this is wrapped in those Pirelli all-season tires rather than the summer tires. But definitely style, even for a standard wheel, looks spot on the money. Now, as we go down the side, no fake fender vents. You're just gonna get the Type S badge prominently displayed, all that great history, all wrapped into one badge. You're gonna get color matched on the mirror caps, super slim and trim on the LED turn signals. I love the side sill extension, especially the way you have this turn up at the end as the air flows towards the rear of the vehicle. You get a standard size sunroof, which is a nice touch. And then as we continue to work our way back with the rear setup, you're still getting 255. So even though power is gonna go front to rear, you're still getting the same width on the tires, obviously 20-inch wheels, and the zonk has gotta be a standard caliper that's just been painted red. So that's your standard sliding rear caliper. Would have been nice to have a full Brembo setup all four corners. But as we come around the back, what this one also has, besides the standard wheel and tire setup, is we have the optional carbon fiber trunk lid spoiler. Absolutely stunning. Dry weave carbon fiber, looks like it's taken right off of the NSX. And then as we come around the back, you're gonna get your TLX badge, of course, the revised taillights, LED taillights, super handling all-wheel drive, and then my favorite part is that quad tip exhaust with the optional carbon fiber rear diffuser. So as you slide to the center, you'll see that carbon fiber dry weave, carbon fiber rear diffuser, and I love the way they staggered the tips and they gave it a nice angle slash cut to it. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see that V6 turbocharged power plant in our Type S. All right, guys, before I show you under the hood, now obviously beauty's always gonna be in the eye of the beholder, so let me know about the outside, what you think, comparing this to the G70, the Stinger, or the BMW M340i. Brake capability, you are able to get beefier brakes on some of those other models than what is on this particular TLX Type S. Plus, when you're looking at all-wheel drive, that's another thing that's very popular that people want to see on their performance sedans. That is on this TLX Type S. But what do we have underneath the hood? We have an all-new power plant with a new engine cover. Engine cover is pretty stylish. I'm not going to zonk it. It's got a nice flow to it, the Acura badge there, and you can clearly see the massive single turbocharger. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a 3-liter turbocharged V6, 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. With that all-wheel drive is going to give you a 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. Quarter mile goes by around 13.6 seconds. Top speed 151 miles an hour. The weight of the vehicle is 4,250 pounds. MPGs 19 in the city, 25 on the highway. Now, if we're going to compare this to the Genesis G70, it does come up low on horsepower. The Genesis, remember, has that 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 with around 365 horsepower. The BMW has a little over 380 horsepower with a straight 6-turbo. And new for 2022, the Stinger GT has that 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 with about 368 horsepower. But why don't we fire this one up and hear what it sounds like? All right, guys, we're inside this 2021 Acura TLX Type S. I know you're excited, just like I am, of the big return. And I know you're saying, well, Joe, I have been looking for a sports sedan. So many choices, but that's the good thing, to have the choices. How much is this one, Joe? Tell me, please tell me. So MSRP for the way that this one is optioned is right at $53,825. Let's see what you get for the money to the door panels. What you're gonna notice is this one has the optional carbon fiber on the inside. So nice wet weave carbon fiber. You'll also notice kind of like a darked out area right underneath that silver trim where the carbon fiber is. That's ambient lighting. Very nice touch. You're gonna get the ELS Studio 3D sound system with that very tasteful speaker grille cover. And I'm loving the red stitching. The black with the red stitching looks absolutely phenomenal. Door pocket is a pretty good size. You'll be able to get a full calzone and a little cup of some dipping sauce, plus a bottle of Mountain Dew to wash it all down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, same news, same story. Red stitching, soft touch material, both top and bottom. You're gonna get that infotainment system that's new to the TLX, that's a little over 10 inches of visual pleasure. The bad news is no touchscreen. So if you're comparing that to the G70 Stinger GT or the M340i, you're getting touchscreen capability with those. You're not getting it. You can touch it, it just doesn't do anything. But you do have navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and let me show you the backup cameras. So there's your backup camera with that 360 blind spot protection there. But to activate any of the camera angles, you got to use the interface pad, which I'll show you that in a second. But put it back in a park. You do have dual climate control, which is nice. Ventilated seats and heated seats. We got our dynamic mode control knob. Watch this. This is what I like. Go into your different modes and bam, you're gonna get that awesome illustration. You know where we're going. We're going to the racetrack. We're going Sport Plus. The car is on fire. Race means red. Graphics right out of Gran Turismo. I love the way they use a nice bright silver with the Acura logo. Easy to get to. You got your push button transmission for that 10-speed. Remember, all the other vehicles use an 8-speed automatic transmission. Would be nice to have a manual. But there's more of that carbon fiber, nice silver engine start stop button that glows red. And then there's your interface pad here. It's not a track pad. They actually use it just like you use the screen. So if you want to touch the bottom part of the screen, you touch the bottom part of the pad. That's the way they have it working. And you have that separate screen on the side that you could access with this other part of it. Nice palm rest, wireless charging, 2 cup holders. I like the way they went flat black with the silver. And what do we got on the side? We got a little bit of a Twinkie holder here. So when you're doing your track day, you're going down your twisty bits, celebrate with a Twinkie. Especially if you have a personal best time, keep it right there. And the G-forces are gonna keep it right in place very, very nicely. Key fob, thank you Acura. They're giving you a Type S specific key fob. Like the look of it, spin it around, there's your buttons. Those 2 cup holders, nice leather on the armrests. Red stitching, open it up, bam, what do we got? Enough room for a family size, not just a kid size, family size bag of Skittles, 2 USBs, an aux jack, and a 12 volt. And some rubber lining so your Skittles don't slide around. Nobody wants their Skittles sliding around. Put it down, seats. Type S specific. Love the way they did the beautiful work into it. That microfiber suede material, the stitching, the bolstering, electric assist for the passenger and the driver. And then the best news is, if you're eating your Skittles and tasting the rainbow, bam, you could see the rainbow with a standard size sunroof. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind this NSX inspired steering wheel in our Type S TLX. All right guys, business time behind the wheel of this TLX Type S. You're gonna be greeted to these very, very nice optional door sill plates. I love the Type S badge, the way it lights up LED, and then the foot box. Better than the competition. Love the nice large dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle with the aluminum finishes. And then seat controls, easy to get to. You got the lower lumbar, which is really nice. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel snug as a bug in a race car rug in this thing. Steering wheel, like I said, it looks like it's plucked right out of an NSX. Flat bottom, red stitch work, 2-piece leather, the Type S badge on the center there, which is nice. It is manual tilting and telescoping. And then the dash. You're gonna have nice, large analog gauges, backlit LED with that digital screen in the center that you could scroll through a whole smorgasbord of information. I'm actually gonna leave it on the super handling all-wheel drive, but I like the analog gauges, very clean with the digital display, and you got the paddles on the back of the steering wheel here to go up and down that 10-speed automatic transmission. But why don't we get into the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna enjoy this TLX Type S. All right guys, backseat time in this TLX Type S. And when you're looking at the comparison to the G70, you're definitely gonna have more room in the back seat than the G70. Very comparable to the Stinger GT. And I really think that there's more room in here than the BMW, to be honest with you. But what do you get back here? You're gonna get these nice one-piece backs. You do have pockets on each side. Put a calculator back there, a Texas Instrument setup, maybe a Speak and Say, I don't know, even a Simon Says. But you know what? Simon says no for no connectivity in the back. So no 12 volt, no USB. You do have 2 small AC vents, which are nice. I have my own pocket over here, plenty of leg room. And then of course we're gonna have an armrest that drops down. You do have a Twinkie holder here. And just to prove it, let me show you. Twinkie holder, nice and secure. 2 cup holders, have some nice milk or something, maybe some chocolate milk. With a Twinkie. That sounds good right about now. Flip it back, nice seats just like up front, but why don't we go ahead, let's get in the trunk and see how much junk we could put in our TLX Type S. All right guys, what kind of junk can we put in the trunk? I like the way Acura hides the trunk release button right in that taillight area. Hit the button, rises up, and you're gonna get a nice wide opening, nice deep opening, and you're gonna have, of course, the ability to fold down the seats. Speaking of the backs of the seats, you'll notice the bracing that Acura put at the tail end of the business to stiffen up the rear, just like they stiffen up the front. And how much cubic feet are we looking at? You're basically looking at around 14 cubic feet of space in the back of this Acura TLX Type S. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. We have the keys to this Type S. Let's go for a little on-throttle drive. All right, guys, we left Moss Acura. We're in the 2021 TLX Type S. I'm gonna come to a complete stop. We have it in Sport Plus mode, automatic shifting, on throttle, here we go. Nice. Really love the sound coming from this TLX Type S, especially on the outside. I think that is where it really wins, hands down, compared to the Genesis G70 or the Stinger GT. The steering wheel is so perfect in this thing, and the fit and finish, you know, that's another area where Acura just has amazing fit and finish, and the carbon fiber accents really just add that little extra something that makes it extra special. Now remember, we do have that double wishbone suspension up front, and everything has been tweaked and heightened on the Type S compared to the TLX or the TLX A-spec, including that bracing at the rear. We got bracing underneath the vehicle, up front. The whole shabam has been gone through to give you a balanced vehicle front to rear. Getting to everything is very easy. I guess the thing that probably most of you are gonna zonk is the non-touchscreen. Now, to be honest, it's too far away. Even if it was a touchscreen, you're gonna be zonking it because you gotta reach so far. So it is nice to have that interface pad that is very easy to use once you get the hang of it. Proportions of the car really have grown into its own. I love the nice wide hood, those peaks I was telling you about, that gives you great visual reference points, and even the way the instrumentation lights up, that backlit red LED. I love analog gauges. Just call me old school. All right, guys, I want to showcase once again how the TLX Type S handles, and really showcase the transmission too. The transmission does such a great job. I'm going to come to a stop here. On throttle, here we go. Drop down, we are off. On the brakes. Look at this. Nice. Really balanced super well. I think that's where you're gonna see the big difference, is in the connected feeling compared to the G70, compared to the Stinger or the BMW M340i, that is. I just feel like the connectivity on what the front of the vehicle is doing, what the rear of the vehicle is doing, and having that really smart transmission that's keeping you in the gear that you really want. That's important. All right, guys, once again, from a dead stop, on throttle, here we go, yeah! Nice shifts. On the brakes, feeling good, look at this. Really grips super well. Good feedback. And the sound, I'm telling you, the sound is really where this car, it just separates itself from the competition. It really does. And then even in driving, you know, during traffic situations or on the way to work, I mean, the vehicle is comfortable, the seats are great. I'm so glad they're ventilated and heated. And you could drive in Sport Plus mode, and it really just holds the gear perfect to where you go on throttle and you're gone. I mean, that's what I really like about this Type S. and you're getting all the safety features. Just all around really kind of checks off so many boxes. But we're gonna go ahead, get back to Moss Acura and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day here at Moss Acura. I definitely gotta thank Albert, Angelo, and the rest of the crew getting us access to their very first TLX Type S. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Would you go TLX Type S? Would you go Genesis G70, BMW 340i, or maybe even a Kia Stinger GT? I want to know what you think. I really feel like you can't go wrong with any of them. But if you want to keep seeing these mid-size performance sports sedans on Raiti's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you, click the first link, become a Raiti's Rides Patreon member. Click the second link in the description, get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Gotta give it up to the muscle behind the camera. She's out here, rain, sun, snow, no matter what it is, she is bringing you the footage. So show Lori some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.